Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Enigmatica 6. How are you guys doing today? How's life? In between the episodes, I did work a little bit on our reactor room. Of course, it's not finished yet, but we do have 12 nitro reactors which are generating us, just over 1.5 million RF per tick, because each one of them is making us almost 130,000 RF per tick. The number fluctuates because of the amount of carbon and fuel which is missing, but on average, it is 130,000 RF per tick. Yeah, you see, this is 131,000, this is 127,000, and 131 again. I also listened to your comments, and instead of using water, I'm now using ether gas, and I think that is the reason for the power boost. Of course, the walls are not going to be bland like this. I do have a project, but we will do that later on. Because today, according to your comments, we're going to work on our ore generation and ore processing setups. You guys have been telling me that I should try the highest tier of crusher from occultism because that is going to give me 12 times the ore. It's hard to believe, but here is the problem. If I want to summon this stupid guy, I need something very special. I require a red chalk, and how do I get it? I need something called Afrit's essence. So I have to summon a demon, kill him, get his essence to summon the crusher. Let us do that. So we need to sacrifice a cow, we need netherrack, nether quartz, flint and steel, and gunpowder. We also need to sacrifice a cow. Hey you, come over here. I'm also not exactly sure, do I have to kill the guy? Or will he die on his own? So, Book of Afrit. For some reason it has to be bound. So there you go. And let us see what happens. It's gonna take a bajillion years. Okay. Well, nothing is happening. Do I have to kill the cow? No? Do I have to kill the cow on top of the ridge? Oh, it's working. So something is summoned. Hello? Who's the one I have to kill? Oh, you. Okay. Well, he does drop the essence. 4. I already have a blaze farm, I don't need you. Bye bye. Oh, there's one more. So I'm assuming the only thing that I have to do is to make the chalk. Here is a white chalk, and here is a red chalk. And it has to be cooked. Thank you. So now we can start summoning our crushing factory. Oh, that is a big ritual. Well, it did take me a while to set it up, but this should be the ritual. I think we have all the blocks as well, and the gas tier. I also made the book. Yes, Book of Binding Marid, which goes in the center. I'm just saying that an elite enriching factory would have been much easier, but let us see. Actually, while this guy is being summoned, let us find an ore. So I found this, and I have no idea why I have it here. Any second. Yes, finally. You're a big dude. I was not expecting that. And you give me 6 dust for 1 ore. And you guys also have been telling me that these guys are not going to despawn. I can move his head. Okay, so can I move you? Yes. Wait a minute. So if I can put you inside the mob imprisonment tool, can I also duplicate him? I don't have to do that stupid ritual again. For the moment, I don't need you guys, so go to hell. You have a ton of health, and I wasn't really expecting that. What I'm incredibly interested to know is that how many redstone are you going to give me from 1 ore? I'm very short on redstone. 18. Okay. Then maybe you are worth it. And I'll be very honest with you, he's much faster than I thought. So maybe it is something that we can automate. So this guy is great, but whenever we're trying something like this, there's always going to be a catch and there's always going to be a problem. And yes, this guy has a problem. It's not a horrible problem and it can be solved easily. The thing is, this guy is going to pick up an ore and he's going to crush it, right? Like so. And here is the problem. Some ores can be crushed twice, like sulfur. Well, getting crushed sulfur is not the worst because we have to crush it anyways, but he does the same with lapis. Look, he's gonna pick it up and crush it again, which is obviously a no bueno. Unfortunately, I cannot filter this guy, but I'm just hoping that if I use a vacuumulator with a filter, well, the vacuumulator is going to suck the item in faster than he can pick it up. So for example, if I give him coal ore, he's going to pick it up, give us the coal, and the vacuumulator is going to pick it up before he can pick it up. I don't know if it made any sense or not, but we don't want him to crush things twice. That's the whole point. So obviously we are going to use him, but we are going to mix and match a few mods for our ore processing. For example, he's the crusher, create is going to be the smelter. There is absolutely no reason to use create, I just thought that maybe it looks nicer. Also, we are going to duplicate him. I want 2 of them. You are okay, right? If I dupe you. Yes. Obviously, I don't think there should be any freedom in the realm of darkness, so we're going to put them inside the pit. And he's gonna suffocate. You stupid idiot! Do you need a bigger pit? Maybe. Maybe a 2x2 pit? Nope. Move. They're not very smart. Okay, so we have 2 of these guys trapped inside a cage, and now we need to start dropping the items for them. In order to make it neat and clean, we are going to use XNet and open crates from Botania. Because if I use XNet, I can cover the cables. So we're going to have one open crate over there, and the other one I'll just put it over here. Both of them are going to get a connector, like so. Oh, if you hold it in your hand, you can see all of them. Okay. Actually, this is going to be far more compact than I thought, because we just need a flux network for the controller and the ender chest for the ores. And to get started, let us process the ores that do not require any smelting later on, the non-metal ones. Under the platform, I do have a vacuumulator from Thermal Expansion, which is our vacuum hopper with an item filter upgrade, and we're going to whitelist diamonds, emerald, and bitumen. Because we don't want it to pick up the ores, we want it to pick up the goodies. So for example, if we start extracting diamonds, will you drop it? Yes, but why are you picking it up? A whitelist. Okay, that is good. It's not great because now you're not pathfinding towards them. So maybe the one that I actually duped is not going to work. I have to summon a new one. For the moment, you go over here, try to process it. He doesn't work. Okay, you can't dupe them. And if you're not working, you're redundant. But the one that we have summoned actually works, and he works super fast. I'm going to get another one. Because it's relatively cheap, we have everything except the book, which there you go, we have another one. While the other dude is being summoned, let us import everything from the vacuumulator to our refined storage network. You, shut up. Thank you. Are you summoned? Are we good? No, I have to be within render distance. Awesome. So now if I want you to crush ores, will you do that? Yes, perfect. You will also do that, right? So that was the problem, you can't dupe them. So I have made the setup using the crushers from occultism and also the furnace using create. I'm not really happy about it, but before we go into why I'm not happy about it, let us see how it works. So we have 2 high-tier crushers inside the chamber, we're dispensing the ores, and they're crushing it for us. The ores are being picked up by 2 vacuumulators. This one is basically picking up all the gems and it goes straight into our refined storage network, and the other one is picking up the metal dust, puts it on a conveyor belt, which is glitchy a little bit, and then goes inside the furnace from create. And the reason that this is incredibly long is that if you have 1 stack of dust, this is how long it takes for it to cook. But most of the times we're getting just under half a stack, so by the time they get here, they are already cooked. Of course, the furnace itself is being powered by 2 engines. It's a bit of an overkill, but at least it's symmetrical. At the end of the day, everything goes inside the funnel and there is an ender chest underneath, which is hooked up to our refined storage system. But now let us get to the main reason that I'm not very happy with these guys. Well, first off, you have to drop the ores on top of them. So you have items in the world, and if something goes wrong for some reason, my game is going to crash. Meaning that I cannot increase my ore generation. Because if I have more miners, there are going to be more items on the ground, and this is how fast they are going to work anyways, so the items are going to stay on the ground. I cannot add more crushers because even if you add 1 more to this setup, one of them is not going to work. And how do I know that? Well, we had a 3rd one, and now he's standing up there. Because whenever he was here, either this guy was working or this guy was working, not both of them at the same time. I don't know, maybe if you put them at a certain distance, let's say 1 chunk, all of them are going to work. But I'm not willing to try that because I probably need 10 of these guys and that's going to be like 10 chunks. I'm not gonna do that. Because again, I'm going to risk a lot of items on the ground and things can go wrong. I don't want that. Therefore, I am going to try something else with our miner genies, and if it works, I will bring you in. But before I start making the setup, there is something that I wanted to do, and I was always lacking the nether stars. When I made the wither crusher, I kind of forgot about it. So let us make it. There is something called a dimension card, and yes, it does require a fair bit of nether stars, I think 8 in total, and that should allow me to use my wireless terminal across dimensions. I have set up the patterns, let us see if we can craft it. We can. Nice. One of you is missing a muffling upgrade. You're the imposter. I finally found it. Nice. I think we're just waiting for nether stars, right? Yep. Yes. Finally. Oh, it was a quest. Nice. Do I put it in you? The thing that I'm not sure about, do you need the infinity booster as well, or this is enough? I don't know, we can have them both. It's 14,000 RF per tick. It's nothing. Yes, it does work. Even in the end. I do have a refined storage system in our end base, but I wanted to use my terminal. Hello. We have a little bit of a problem. I thought I should bring you in. So the way that we are generating resources at this very moment is very easy. We have a dimensional mineshaft from occultism with a miner genie inside. So if we want to increase our ore generation setup, what is the problem? First off, these minor genies cannot be auto-crafted, it has to be done manually. So I cannot auto-craft the lamps, enchant them and put them inside the mineshaft, I have to take them out for repairs. The original ones have mending on them because I thought I can just take them out, go to the mob farm, repair them and put them back. But there is a problem, when you have too many of them, that's not a very practical solution. So what did I do? I cheated. I installed Cyclic and we have a powered diamond anvil. So the only thing that I have to do is that I have to take out the genie, put it inside this crate, it will go to the anvil itself, it gets repaired and goes to the mineshaft. Another problem that we have is that we cannot take out the minor genie out of the dimensional mineshaft using a pipe. I have tried so many methods, none of them work. Somebody in the comments of one of the videos actually suggested something very neat. If you cannot take it out, you can break the mineshaft. And that is very true. You can use a block breaker and whenever the lamp is inside the mineshaft, it will just pop off. And obviously you can just place it with a block placer. So basically it can be automated, we can break down the mineshafts, repair the lamps and put them back inside one more time. Because yes, you cannot take out the lamp, but you can use pipes in order to insert the lamp inside the mineshaft from the top. Or also apparently from the side, but it doesn't really matter. So where is my problem? I have been trying to do this for hours in order to try to come up with something which is fun to watch. And of course we are doing it in the end dimension because, well, I wanted to make use of our base over here. Anyways, the way that it works is that we are going to have dimensional mineshafts, they're going to automatically output to the inventory beneath them, so for the moment I just have ender chests. For breaking the mineshafts, at first I thought I'm going to use the block breaker and the block placers, but I thought that's not very fun. I tried to use Botania, that cannot target the mineshafts. I even used the builder's quarry in order to harvest them. You can't do that as well, and well, now we're here with Ars Nouveau. I do have a spell called Break and it will break everything in a 5x5 area, like so. They will be picked up by a Hopper Hawk, which is down here, and they are also going to be picked up by a floating Ronin Carpus, and they should be placed on top of this ender chest. You see? They have been placed. But here's the problem, in order to fire this spell turret, you kind of need a little bit of mana, and Ars Nouveau has gone through an update, and this volcanic source link no longer generates any mana. Because for a very weird reason, now you need to give it Archwood. It will consume it, and it will generate a little bit of mana. Yeah, you see? That's it. Of course, transferring mana is not a huge deal because, well, we can do it with a bucket. Or we can even transfer the jars. But essentially my entire system is not going to work because these guys have gone through an update and, well, it's not doing anything. Another thing that I was not thinking of is that if you have a setup like this and if you want to insert the lamps from the top, well, this is the problem that you're going to have. So you will have pipes on the top, and whenever you want to harvest something, you're gonna harvest the pipes. So we need to go back to the drawing board. We don't need the ender chests. And the whole point that we are increasing the number of mineshafts that we have is very simple. We had a challenge with Dr. Rage for 2 ores per second. According to one of the comments, my math was not entirely correct. 9 mineshafts, which are going to give us 2 ores every 16 seconds, does not equal 2 ores every 1 second. So my dearest Apocalypse, you were right. But let me try to explain to you how democracy works in the realm of darkness. Your math could be correct, but that means my math is wrong. So I am going to listen to you because your math is correct, but that does not mean that I'm happy with you because you just proved me wrong. And Cubby wants to have a discussion with you. Enjoy. We go home. Well, it's been a while, and instead of using all the gizmos that I have been using so far, I thought maybe we just go with XNet, because Botania overcomplicates stuff and unfortunately, I'm kind of in a hurry. The good thing about XNet is that you can determine the side of the machine that you want to operate from, so even though the connector is at the bottom, it's going to access the machine from the top. Because you know, I selected up, but you can choose any side that you want. So I do have a feeling that if I put a lamp inside this chest, we should be able to insert it inside one of the mine shafts. Maybe we use a barrel, because you know, barrels look nice. So if I make another channel and put extract, you should go somewhere. Ah, yes, it worked. It went somewhere. In this one. So we know how to break them using the turret, we know how to place the lamp inside the mine shafts using XNet, and now the only thing remaining is that whenever we break the mine shafts, we have to collect it, and therefore we are going to have a vacuumulator. And even though I have made a filter for it, I don't think we need it because everything has to go inside here anyways. So now that we can break the mine shafts, we can collect them inside the vacuumulator, how do we place them? We're going to use a builder from RF Tools. I also made a shaped card, we need to sneak right click on U, then I need to select the first corner, so this is going to be it, and this is going to be the second corner. And if I also give you a barrel and all the mine shafts go inside here, you should be able to place it. So we're going to extract the mine shafts from the vacuumulator and put it inside the barrel on top of the builder. And you're also going to get a filter just in case. So if I put you in and, activate you once, will you place it? I think you did. Oh yes, you did. But let us give it an actual test. I just broke them all, and for the moment we don't have any redstone control. But okay, it does work. So the miners themselves have different tags, and I'm not exactly sure how to filter them. So what we're going to do is that we're just going to blacklist the mine shafts. Meaning that we need to insert everything inside the powered anvil, which is not a mine shaft. So I think generally we're good. Let us put one miner inside one of the mine shafts and break everything and see if it works. So we break it. Everything is collected, that is good. We might also get an ore, but we will fix that later on. And if we put the mine shafts back, it should go inside one of the mine shafts one more time. Yes, perfection. It's automated, finally. Well, it's not fully automated because I have to automate the builder and I have to automate the turrets. So I have hooked up everything except the miner genies because we only have one of them inside here, which is mining some ores, and all the ores are going inside an ender chest. Also all of my garbage. But we are also going to give it a test. So if I press this button, everything should break. Did it work? Yes. And I was hoping you're going to place it. Do I have to press the button every time? Yeah, I was hoping it's going to place everything automatically, but it's not. So what if we give it a signal? You're going to break everything, that is good. And are you going to place everything? Yes. Okay, now it works. Instead of having a redstone block, I'm just giving it a signal. That's it. Obviously using the screen from RF tools. But the proof of concept works. Now we need to make it look nice, and I should also enchant all the lamps that I have made. Oh, I hate you. It makes you blind. I should remove that one. Oh, and by the way, just before I forget, this volcanic source link, I said that you only need to use archwood. It's not just archwood, it's basically anything that can burn. So it's like an endoflame now. But if you use the blazing archwood, which I don't really have, it actually gives you a bonus. For a very weird reason, we are not getting any Brian. The fluid, not the person. I don't know, maybe there is something wrong with the pipe. Oh. Brian. The person. They do fit in a pipe. But we have to clear the pipe. I hope it went down. Yes, perfect. The pipe is clear. And we are getting Brian, the fluid. So I did make a few miner genies, I enchanted them, I put them inside the mine shaft, and then I noticed a problem. You see it too. We're generating a ton of ores, and if we don't process it as soon as possible, we're wasting ores. And that's not good. We want ores. And yes, I'm going to use mechanism in order to process ores because these guys are not very reliable. Look, I don't know what's wrong with them. We have already done ore processing using mechanism and XNet, so I'm not going to bore you to death with it. I'm going to assemble everything on my own. But the thing is, I'm going to use 2 enrichment factories in order to process the metals and 4 smelting factories. And yes, I know that was 2. Here is the other 2. I just set up the filters for the ore processing, and I had to show you something. This is how fast we're getting ores. Amazing, isn't it? I actually had to increase the importers on the ender chest in our refined storage system because it wasn't keeping up. So instead of 1 importer, we have like 2. Nice. It's just that we have another problem and these guys are not working again. I have no idea why. Well, this one is. Now this one is not working. I don't know what's wrong with them. At this very moment we are generating almost 20 resources per second and I'm relatively happy with this. I had to even disconnect the crushers, the ones from occultism, because they don't work. I tried everything, they just don't work. And I'm going to keep them disconnected until you guys tell me what the hell is wrong with them. Because essentially every time that I go to another dimension or even go out of render distance, these guys are not going to work. And this place is chunk loaded. Look. Actually, I can show it over here. Everything is chunk loaded. So if you have any ideas why they are not working, please let me know. Anyways, I had so many plans for today's episode, but ore processing was very important and unfortunately it took a very long time. But before we wrap up, hello Dr. Rage. I thought maybe you should see the final result for the mine shafts. One thing that you should remember is that the durability on these guys is enough for at least 50 hours. So until the end of the series, maybe I just have to replace them once. Therefore, there is no need to automate them, I just did it for fun. But let us say that the durability of the miner genies are very low and we want to repair them. What do? We press break, everything should break, then we place back everything, there you go. And obviously everything gets repaired automatically and goes inside the mine shaft. Yeah, it's perfectly automatic. I'm happy. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one. Bye bye. Yes, Bye.